Hello to another edition of Insights into College Admissions. Today, I have with me Julie Pino from Essex Business School. Julie is the International Promotions Manager for ESSEC. So I understand, Julie, you've been with Essex for a while, and why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and your path to Essex Business School from now?
Yes, of course. Yes, so I joined ESSEC in 2018. So 3 years and a half now. So I joined really when we were starting to recruit more international students. We were still at the first few years recruiting international students, and I started directly with that. Going in different countries to recruit students. So really enjoying my time at ESSEC. And now we have more people with us. I have other colleagues who are also in charge of the international markets because we have been growing since the past few years. So we welcome other people.
That's great. So that means in the midst of COVID, you guys were able to grow. That's very interesting.
Yes, I mean, we started before COVID, but during the pandemic, we also had welcomed more international students. It was not necessarily the same kind of student that before, but we have seen a tendency that we have more students from Europe compared to the year before. And the situation was kind of stable in the other region, like Asia and North America or Africa, for example.
That's great. So yeah, I mean, I know a lot of institutions have had some issues with enrollment due to the COVID. So wow, you guys have done amazing work. That's you did amazing work because you had to be because I know you moved from France to the North America area now, so you can do more recruitment. So that means that worked quite well for you, though. So now, tell me, since we have grown, the three characteristics that make ESSEC so popular among students.
Yes. So I would say the first one is that even if we are a French institution, we are now a multi-campus school because we have several campuses in 3 different continents. We have one in France in the Paris region, we have one in Asia in Singapore, and we have one in Africa in Morocco. So that's really something that the student like because they have the possibility to switch campuses during their studies within the same institution. So they stay at ESSEC, they follow the same courses, they can continue and be a member of the same association, but they can change location. So that's really something that our students like. So I would say that's the first characteristic. The second, I would say, would be something that is unique that we offer is a specific track that we have at ESSEC. It's called the apprenticeship, and it's the possibility to alternate between studying on campus and working for a company at the same time. It's an option that we offer for a student during the last 2 years of the program, so that they can really have some time in the campus and some time in a company, really apply what they've learned in class in the real world and also get paid for that. So it's also a way to finance their studies, and it's available for international students. So that's usually something that is unique and that students like. And I would say for the third characteristic, I would say is the organization of our curriculum, because in the first 2 years of our studies, students learn more about the fundamentals, so they have time to explore, I would say, all the different areas of different courses and different subjects around international business. And the last 2 years, they have the flexibility to choose their path and choose the courses that they want. So they have, I would say, both aspects, something more a path already designed for the first 2 years. Well, they have time to explore different things, and at the end, then they can choose and specialize. So they have time to think about the specialization. They don't have to choose right away. They can explore at the beginning and specialize at the end. So I would say that the three main characteristics that would describe best the school.
Those are great characteristics, but I just have some follow-up questions about those characteristics. The first question will be for the audience. The degree is a 3 or 4 year at ESSEC?
Yeah, it's a 4-year degree.
It's a
so
4-year
bachelor
degree.
in 4 year, yeah.
Okay, so the student will spend the first 2 years, because you mentioned the co-op program whereby the student will be able to go to work and then apply what they've learned in the class environment to the workplace. So in that light, would you say the co-op is in partnership with institutions, local institution in France, or the students can go anywhere they choose to go spend those 2 years for the co-op program?
Yeah, so for this specific option, for the apprenticeship, it has to be around the campus. So in France, because the student really alternates, and they spend some weeks on campus and some weeks in the company, and then they come back. So they have to be close. And also because it's a specific program that was created by the government, and ESSEC is one of the schools that is authorized for that program. If the student go for it, the last 2 years of the studies are entirely paid. The tuition fee are entirely paid by the company. So it's a specific agreement. That's why it has to be with the companies around or in France. But for other kind of internship, if students don't follow, I would say, the apprenticeship track, if they do, I would say, more regular internship, they can do it wherever they want. So it can be abroad as well in any countries.
Okay, then I need to ask one more thing though. For the apprenticeship program, do those students have a different requirement for admissions, or it's the same requirement for all students? And then if a student chooses to participate in that program, then the student will definitely do it.
It's the same requirement because it only starts in year 3. So it's the last 2 years for the apprenticeship. So when they apply at ESSEC, they apply in the first year. So it's the same requirement for everyone. And then they will have to decide in year 2 if they want to go for the apprenticeship or not.
That's great. That's a very interesting concept. So does that also mean, since the institution, when you work for a company, that company will pay for your tuition for 2 years, does that automatically land into a job with that company since they invested in you, or how does that work?
Yes, I mean, usually it's not always the case, but in the majority of our students, the company tend to offer a permanent job after graduation, because of course they have trained the student for the past 2 years. So they know the student already. But then again, it's not always the case. It's not also mandatory for the student to stay in the same company. If at the end of the apprenticeship program, for example, we have a student who wants to pursue his studies with a master's degree, it's also possible. It's not, they don't have to stay necessarily in the company for a permanent position after, but usually they have this option.
Okay, that's great. And does also ESSEC offer like a transition into a master's degree program after the students finish their bachelor's degree, or they have to go someplace else for a bachelor's degree, for a master's degree after completion? Yeah,
so we do also have master's program at ESSEC. We have 6 masters on offer for the moment in English. So we definitely welcome students who want to apply for one of this 6 different masters. So it's definitely possible to transition and apply directly after the bachelor, or applies a few years after if students who want to have work experience in between. So yes, it's definitely possible to continue studies at ESSEC for masters.
And how long is the master's program?
So it's usually 1 year.
1 or 2 years?
Yeah, 1 or 2
One?
years.
Okay.
Usually one, because they have done the bachelor in 4 years at ESSEC, so they can do the master in 1 year. In some specific cases, for some specialty, it could be 2 years, but in most of the case, it will be one.
Great. Wow. That's very, good information to know, because I didn't, especially with the apprenticeship program, I didn't know that ESSEC had that lineup for students, because that's a great opportunity for a student, just while you're learning as a student, but at the same time you're investing, learning at a job that gives you an incentive of knowing exactly what you would like to do and not do after you graduate. That's amazing. Then let me
Exactly.
ask you this last question. What is the most important factor then for a student to succeed at ESSEC?
I would say that an important aspect and factor to succeed at ESSEC would be passion and interest. Because if you have the passion, then you are able to work hard to succeed in your studies. But also, if you have the passion on like a specific area or subject, for example, then you have the faculty to invest in it, to invest time in it. It can be through different projects, even outside of the classroom. It can be through a project if you have an entrepreneurial project, for example. So I think passion and hard work is really the key to succeed in your studies at ESSEC.
Great. Thank you very much, Julie. That's been eye-opening, especially for, I know a little bit about ESSEC, but I know my followers who are listening to this video right now, or may have a chance to listen to it later, will definitely learn a lot about ESSEC Business School. And again, ESSEC Business School is located in Paris. Is that right?
Exactly. Yes, in France. Yeah.
And then you do have all the 3 locations are around Paris?
So we have no, one location is in Paris. We have one campus in Singapore in Asia and one in Morocco.
Then let me ask you one last question, because I thought that was my last question. So can students take courses at any of these campuses and vice versa?
Yes, they can. And actually, for the BBA, the international BBA, the one that is entirely in English, they can even apply for the France campus first year or for the Singapore campus first year. So they can choose where they want to start. And then during the 4 years of the study, they have the possibility to switch campuses for 1 semester and study 1 semester in other ESSEC campuses.
Great information, great information. But listen, Julie, I definitely would like to check back with you in a few months, since I know the semester is still going on. So we can touch base and ask you about how the campus is doing right now, how the students are doing. Would that be okay for another conversation sometime down the road?
Yes, of course. I'll be happy to let you know about the updates on campus about our student at ESSEC. Yes.
Great. Thank you very much. So for those of you followers who will have a chance to listen to this video, Julie has given me a lot of information, and then I'm sure you guys will enjoy hearing about the different opportunities that are out there for you at ESSEC. Especially, I like the idea of the apprenticeship program that allows the student to learn and then to apply whatever they learn on campus. So, but if you still feel like you are daunted by the college application process, just check my website, louis@consulting.com, where you can just drop me a message via email or just give me a call. You can also fill out it, just check my calendar and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And the best thing to do, once you listen to this video or any of the videos that I have on the channel, please follow me or like them. Thank you very much. And I look forward to the next edition to Insights into College Admissions. Thanks.